Alright guys, welcome back to Firefist channel, it's Kai. So today we have a video that I really want to make and present to y'all. I took around a week plus to build this and I finally completed LEGO Diagon Alley. So today's video will be on the review of this set. So this is LEGO set 75978. It has 5,544 pieces, has 16 minifigures in total, and retails for $399.90 in USD and $599.90 in Singapore. So now let's get on to the review of this set. So I thought because of the set is such a heavy load, I thought I'll just separate out the different stores into different sections according by the instruction manuals they give. So for the first instruction manual, basically these are the minifigures in it, Ollivander and Hermione Granger. Now let's get on to kind of the review of this part of Diagon Alley. So for this particular part of Diagon Alley, basically it consists of Ollivanders and Scribblers. So for Ollivander, he's definitely quite a unique minifigure because this is the first time I actually got kind of this exclusive minifigure. But as you know, there was a free gift back in I think 2018 or 19 whereby they gave kind of a micro build of Diagon Alley, and that was when I think similar kind of minifigure was kind of introduced back then for Ollivanders. So I guess for some people this might not be as special as I would assume, but yeah, to me this is still a pretty good minifigure to get, especially in a Diagon Alley set with his shop behind there. So as you can see over here, the prints are quite unique with a nice tie over there, very neat design in general, red torso print and grey leg piece. Next on, we have Hermione Granger over here. So from what I know, basically the Gryffindor costume has never been printed in such a design whereby it's kind of clothed up and all. So that's pretty nice to get in a Diagon Alley setting. A new kind of design for Hogwarts uniforms. So yeah, so if we look at the store in general, the exterior is definitely one of the best aesthetics for exterior designs for sets I've ever seen for LEGO. So well done on that part for LEGO. But otherwise, you can see there's actually quite a lot of stickers that are used for exterior as well, with all of these names over here like makers of Fine Wands since 382 BC and Ollivanders and Scribblers. All of these are actually stickers. As I go through kind of the video, you will know that actually the set uses quite a lot of stickers, but I guess personally I don't mind because like the stickers just help in boosting the aesthetics of the set, and I really like it in general. So before I go into the interior, just note that there's quite a bit of exterior over here, especially with the owls over here. So this is the winking owl that was first introduced in LEGO City. This is, I think, a specifically new kind of owl piece, the brown kind, that is only introduced now in Diagon Alley. So that's pretty new and pretty neat to have. And otherwise, we also have, new design of Hedwig whereby the wings are flapping out, and that's kind of it. Note that Hedwig was carrying a Daily Prophet newspaper over there. I don't really need to show you because most of you, if you watched Harry Potter LEGO videos, you will know about it. But if you didn't, yeah, it's basically a generic kind of print that they always use for 2x2 piece. But let's go into the interior now. So yeah, this is the interior of basically Ollivanders and the Scribbler store. So on the right here we have Ollivanders. So very neat design in general. Sorry that the windows are open, but yeah, so for this stairs over here, it's pretty special. It has a mechanic of turning basically left and right, so that's pretty nice and kind of reminds me of the general design of Ollivander's store. So if you look kind of into the interior, you can see that the store is really quite messy in the same way whereby Ollivander's is portrayed in the movie, and I really like that they add this sort of details into the build. So yeah, the first floor is just one of my favorites in this case. So other than just the design of the stairs and the store design that kind of is similar to what the real store design in the movies is like, I also really like this new piece that they gave us here. So if you don't know what this is basically that new one box that they kind of introduced in this particular set. And I think they gave around 7 of this inside a set. So this is really neat because, as you know, if you collect Lego Harry Potter, we have a lot of extra wands around. And finally they made something really useful, which is this one box that is really similar to the one that I kind of got back in Universal Studios. So I went there in September last year and I got this. So I'm gonna push this back a bit. So yeah, this is the particular one box that I have, not really related to this set, but I just wanted to kind of show it. So yeah, it's just like a miniature version of this particular box because it looks kind of exactly the same. So that's really nice to get. So anyways, going back to the set. Sorry, kind of drift off a bit. So just looking at the first floor, basically you can see that there's a lot of those one boxes, and then there's a candle over there, nice lighting and all. There's also a cashier ring over here. So I'm not sure whether you can see, but basically the caching system over there is actually a sticker by itself, so not a print, so that's kind of disappointing. There's also another sticker over here that has some kind of notes on it, so that's pretty cool, I guess. Yeah, so it's some kind of prescription for, I don't know, maybe someone ordered wands or something like that. But yeah, that's kind of it for this first floor. So if we go on to the second floor, you can see that, well, the second floor is more like, how do I say it, a place for all the vendors to kind of rest, or maybe it's more for storage purposes and otherwise. So that's pretty neat as well. And then if you look closely, the wands actually have the similar function to the first floor as well. Sorry that I didn't show you just now. So basically these wands kind of just slot in and slot out in whichever way you want to. So there's a slot here that specifically kind of allows this box to go in and out. So that's pretty neat. You can also see that there's an open one box over there as well, a candle, and this chair actually spins around. So I really like this sort of design because it kind of just gives a heartwarming feeling. Also, they give you this particular build that resembles, you know, the ladder that all the vendors swing in and out when Harry first visits the store. So that's a nice reference point to the first movie when Harry came into the store to buy his first Phoenix Feather Wand. So yeah. So now let's move on to the first floor of Scribblers. So for the first floor of Scribblers, I'm just gonna move it down a bit. I would say the impact or the first impression isn't as good as all the vendors, specifically just because, you know, one is wands, and this is just more of, you know, the quills that wizards use to write their exams, or owls. More important to Hermione Granger, perhaps, but not to Ron Weasley, if you know what I mean. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's not my favorite store, I would say. But it's nice to have in Diagon Alley, definitely. All of these stores are amazing. I wouldn't say that any of them are worse than which, is just not my favorite. So yeah. Of course, there's that particular sticker that was used in all the vendors' kind of notes as well. And then there's different types of colors of quills. You can see over there that's red, blue, white. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this type of quills is actually quite new in the Lego world, so I think they only manufactured this type of piece recently. So yeah. Otherwise, the first floor doesn't have much details to it, or actually, it does have one, which is this. So over here we have kind of sticker piece that kind of shows what you may call, I don't know, a magical spell kind of instructions perhaps. Yeah, and that's kind of it for this. Otherwise, there's not much special about this. This was supposed to go on there, but as you can see, my hands are quite big, so I can't actually put it back there right now. So I'm just gonna put it here and then review the second floor. So for the second floor of Scribblers over here, we have a sofa and then a skull piece over there that's kind of, it doesn't have any specific prints, just kind of a mold by itself. So that kind of resembles the particular skull sorcerer from Ninjago, so that's a pretty nice kind of Easter egg, or kind of same vibes to that. And then of course there's the kind of trans red minifigure headpiece over there that they use very well, especially in this year's Lego Harry Potter sets. So it kind of makes it look like a potion bottle. So yeah, that's pretty neat. A little chimney over here. Otherwise, yeah, that's kind of the design for this Scribblers level 2. Now let's move on to the next store. So for our next building, we have Quality Quidditch and the Daily Profit section of which. So this is a second instruction manual, and I think there was 2 minifigures provided from what I followed. So there was Ron Weasley and the photographer from Daily Profits that doesn't have any names, I think specifically, but I think it's the guy called Bobby or something that helped Rita Skeeter back then. So that's really interesting that no specific information was given for this particular minifigure. So for our first minifigure here, we have Ron Weasley. So for Ron Weasley, he's kind of similar to Hermione Granger in terms of which he has the same kind of Hogwarts uniform over there. So it's a new design specifically for Diagon Alley, I think. This is the back of the torso, and then of course he has short legs because he's from the younger years of Ron Weasley, I think, year 1 and year 2. So yeah, that's kind of it for this minifigure. Of course, I think there's a second alternative face print that shows that he's kind of scared, but that's relatively common among the Lego Harry Potter sets right now. So now for the second minifigure for this particular component, we have the photographer from Daily Prophet. Of course, he's much more important than Ron Weasley in my opinion because, yeah, he's exclusive to this particular Diagon Alley set. He has short legs, so that's kind of resembling to the photographer that was shown in, I think, not Philosopher's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, when Gilderoy Lockhart was around and he has that book fair or something. So yeah, yeah, I like the prints of this because it's a very nice kind of vintage suit over there that he's wearing with a nice new wizard hat mold as well with the grey hair. And of course, his face print over there, as you can see, is unique to this minifigure. He kind of reminds me of Tony Stark actually. He has a secondary alternate face print that shows that he's kind of angry, and yeah, the back torso as well. The camera, I thought it won't be as brick built as this, but actually it's brick built and it works pretty well for what it is. So yeah, that's kind of it for this minifigure. Now let's move on to the set design. So this is the exterior of the set, as you just seen, and yeah, it looks very well done as compared to the first building over there. And I would say this is one of my favorite building builds out of the 4, just after the last build on Wizards. So yeah. So now I'm gonna move into the interior, as the exterior doesn't have much. As you can see over here, there's numerous banners, there's Quidditch on it, and then there's Daily Prophet, but otherwise, yeah, the exterior is what it is. So now let's move into the interior. So this is your first look at the interior. So for the interior, it's pretty neat, first of all, because on first look, you will know that this is kind of a shop that sells Hogwarts uniforms. So over here, they have the Ravenclaw one, or maybe it's the pants of the uniform skirts or something like that. But I'm pretty sure this is for Ravenclaw, Gryffindor, Slytherin, and Hufflepuff. And of course, being a Quidditch store, this store will have all the relevant Quidditch equipment, such as this equipment that they use for Quidditch. You know, I forgot what they're called, the Bodgers, I think. So yeah, those things that they used as a bat and all those. And then there's those nice brooms over there that the wizard used to fly around. And yeah, very nice design in general. I also want to express that perhaps this set has more minifigures than it seems, because we have this over here. So I'm just going to pull down the second floor one as well. So these are the 2 kinds of extra minifigures that we have over here. We have the Hufflepuff kind of uniform, and then we have the Ravenclaw's Quidditch uniform. So this is something we never got before. As you know, we had a Quidditch set back in 2018, but that one only provided Slytherin and Gryffindor's Quidditch costumes as usual, because, you know, the 2 other houses weren't really shown much until Fantastic Beasts where Newt was around, you know, yeah. So this is the Hufflepuff's Quidditch costume. As you can see, the front just now, this is the back, and then this is the Ravenclaw's one. Very neat design in general. I hope that they might release more of these costumes in the future, but I feel that it's unlikely because, as you know, the two other houses aren't really relatable sometimes, and it's just kind of sad, especially for me being a Ravenclaw. But yeah, no complaints there. This minifigures are really good in design, and I really like it. So yeah, just gonna put them back right now. So just looking at the design of this set, I mean of this component, it's really neat. So this is the second floor of the Quidditch shop. So there's extra uniforms as well. There's a chest over there that actually has a lot of Quidditch stuff. Let's see over here. So that's pretty nice. And then there's a description over there which says, "Feel free to test fly any of our brooms." So that's a nice detail to add in with those two brooms over there and the Ravenclaw costume. Now if we move on to the next part of this building, which is the Daily Prophet, it's mainly just a small section that we have over here. So for this particular section, we have kind of a newspaper design, I guess, not really. Yeah, it's mostly brick built. So as you can see over here, most of it is not the newspaper prints that we have for the 2x2 piece. There's only one that is provided. Otherwise, all of this are actually just light 10 2x2 piece tiles over there. So yeah, nothing really special there. Otherwise, we have this massive sticker over here that has all the different wanted posters of Sirius Black. So I'm gonna just go forward for this. So I'm not sure whether you can see, but it has kind of Quidditch announcement over there, Sirius Black's poster, and etc. Otherwise, there's also a giant spider web over there. And that's kind of it for the design of Daily Prophet. In all honesty, I feel that that was not really necessary, because they could have just saved space for something else. But I guess they really wanted to provide kind of an Easter egg reference to Daily Prophet, especially when, you know, considering they're designing Diagon Alley. So yeah, I can understand why they kind of made small sections like this. But I don't know, personally, it's just not my kind of thing if it's just a small section like this. There's one more section to this building, which is the top part. So for this top part, basically it's kind of different from the two other sections because it's kind of just representing the inventory or the storage place, whereby, yeah, as you can see over here, there's a lot of those Lego Harry Potter Daily Prophet newspaper prints. So there's 2 provided there, so that's pretty neat. There's actually more provided here, so there's a total of 5 provided in this particular component, so that's very nice. As you can see over here, they provided kind of a funny design over here with a rat chasing after a leftover cheese over there. So that's pretty neat and funny. Anyways, yeah, that's kind of it for this Quidditch section. Nothing much else, but I would say that I really like the addition of the Quidditch costumes and just the representation of the Quidditch shop in general. Very well done on that. And yeah, that kind of ends it for this second building. Now let's go on to the third one. So now for our third building, we have a bunch of minifigures over here, ranging from Harry Potter over there to Gilderoy Lockhart on the right. And yeah, this is basically Florian Florescue's ice cream store and Flourish and Blocks. So let's go on to the minifigures first. I'll take a quick time and just go through them quickly. And before I start, I also wanted to say that for this particular 21 kind of free gift kind of design, or you know, the free gift that is provided in this particular Diagon Alley box, I'll be going through it and kind of having a quick speed build video at the end. So stay tuned to that. I didn't want to review it at the start because some people, if they see this in the future, they may not have bought any of this Harry Potter sets before, and I want them to have kind of a surprise feeling instead of like, oh, they already know what's coming. So I don't want to review it as fast. So yeah, stay tuned. If you want to see what it is, stay tuned to the end of the video to kind of watch it. So yeah. So for our first minifigure, we have Harry James Potter over here. So this is Harry Potter with his dirty look over here. I think it's straight after he said the wrong thing. So he was supposed to say Diagon Alley when he used the flute powder, but I think he said diagonally. So he ended up diagonally in, I think, Nocturne Alley or something like that. But yeah, that's a reference point to this particular minifigure. So you see him being dirt up on his face because he just used the flute powder. And I'm not sure why his specs are kind of broken up, but it could be a reference to Oculus Reparo, which is the spell that, you know, Hermione Granger always uses to fix Harry's spectacles up when he was younger, I think. And this is a cheerful looking Harry Potter, which we don't usually see, so that's very nice to get for this particular face expression. The torso design is similar to the previous two of his friends, so that's nothing to describe about. And of course he comes with a short leg, a brown leg piece over there because he's from the younger years of Harry Potter. So yeah. And then next we have Florian Floransky. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Not really sure on that. Comment if I'm wrong. But yeah, this is Florian Floransky, and it's the first time we are getting his minifigure, possibly the only time, because technically he never appeared in movies. I think he appeared in one small scene in Camille, but like no face was revealed, so we don't even know who's the actor. So yeah, he's mostly a book character. And the funny part was he was kind of killed off because of a certain thing in JK's Rowling storyline when she changed it. But anyways, yeah, this is Florian Floransky, the ice cream shop owner. Didn't even know there was an ice cream shop in Diagon Alley. But yeah, he's a pretty neat character to get, and I really like exclusive characters. So he's definitely a go-to in terms of favorite minifigures over there. And just the design of him really resembles that particular blurry image that I see on Wikipedia. So well done to Lego on that. And then there's a brown leg piece, new prints for the torso, nice tie over there, very niche design, and his face is quite happy for this particular expression. A secondary expression as well, which shows that maybe he's a bit uneasy or unhappy with something. But I just really like this minifigure because he gives a new vibe to this particular team. So yeah. And from what I know, he's a very good history of magic expert, so that was part of the reason why he was killed in the books, if you didn't know. So yeah. Next minifigure, we have Ginny Weasley. So Ginny Weasley comes with Gilderoy's book over here. There is a sticker, if you didn't know. So if we go into the design later for the shop, you'll know that there's one more sticker for his store. And yeah, she's from the first years, I think. So her leg piece is short as well, and then she kind of comes with a new torso print over there with a pink hoodie, so that's pretty neat. Secondary face print shows that she's kind of sad. So yeah, that's kind of it for this minifigure. Next on, Molly Weasley, the mom of Ginny Weasley and all the Weasleys. Well, you know, I really like her because I didn't get the bureau yet, and this is the first time I get this minifigure. So technically it's exclusive for me. So yeah, very niche scarf design. I like the purple scarf over there. A nice undershirt of yellow. They even have some torso prints over there, so that's nice. And that's kind of it for this minifigure. Of course, my favorite is Mr. Gilderoy Lockhart. So I've been waiting for this minifigure for maybe 2 years, yeah, ever since Harry Potter renewed themselves. So I'm so happy to finally get this. So I thought it would come out in Series 2 of Lego Harry Potter CMF series, but it didn't, so I was surprised. And then I realized, oh, Diagon Alley is coming out. That makes so much sense. Lego can make so much profit with this. But yeah, I'm so glad I finally got this minifigure. It is one of the best. I think it is the best actually for this particular set in terms of minifigures. I really like it. Being a Ravenclaw, I always like Ravenclaw students, even if he's a failure. So the funny part is this tile inside doesn't have any prints or stickers, so that's kind of funny. But yeah, this is Gilderoy's kind of sticker for his book. Gilderoy Lockhart, Magical Me. Man, he's such a failure of a professor in the movies, but I don't know why. I just like him a lot. Not just because he's from my house, but he kind of feels like a joke character, you know? Nice, very nice gold printed kind of torso prints over there. kind of lilac hue, not lilac hue, purplish hue to this, and just a nice purple cape over there. And the thing for his cape is that he has double colors, so inside is kind of similar to Kingsley, whereby there's basically two kinds of color for the cape. Inside is yellow, then after outside it's purple, so that's very nice. I think Gilderoy also has a new kind of face print, and this is the first one, and then this is the second one, which shows that he's kind of nervous, maybe because he just wiped out someone's memories. Not just kidding on that, but yeah, neat minifig. So now for the interior of Flourish and Bloats and the ice cream store itself. So as you can see over here, the first floor basically shows kind of a sticker over there that says Dragon Alchemy. What I really like about Flourish and Bloat's first floor is that basically, well, the pre-built books really work as a new design. So well done on the designer on making this. It kind of really is similar to books in general in Lego form. So yeah. And then if we move to the second floor, there's also nice designs as well, because there's this nice stairs over here that runs all the way down, so that's pretty neat. So you can actually move it up and down if you want. Flourish and Bloats sticker over there that kind of acts as a label. And then of course there's Wingardium Levioso print over there in a kind of book. Nice lamp, also more books over there. So that's pretty neat. If we move to the second floor of the ice cream store, this is kind of a nice sofa that perhaps Flora and Forest can sit on and relax, have tea. Nice design for this particular kind of brick-built lamp. They actually use a black sausage piece of this, so that's pretty cool because I never seen a black sausage piece for Lego before. Now, moving down to the first floor is where it gets kind of barren, because personally I feel that they could have kind of expanded this more. Perhaps just removing a daily profit section, because I wish they had more designs for this ice cream store. So there's Protescue's ice cream kind of menu over there. Nice kind of design for this, so you can open this up. So it's supposed to be for desserts, I think. And then there's ice cream piece and nice cups over there. And yeah, that's kind of it for this particular interior of this building. And in general, I really like it because, you know, the outside is nice, the inside is nice as well, and just a pretty neat as a third building of Diagon. Now, onto our final building, the Weasley's Wizard Wizards. I have to say that's quite a, difficult thing to say for those three words. By the way, so yeah, this is my favorite store out of the four. First of all, just because of the mechanism over here, with that top hat looking figurine over there, and just it's the colors and just the store inside the story is just amazing, because I like pranks in general, and this store just represents everything I really like. So yeah, that's that, and I'm gonna just review it right away. Alright, so since the store is called the Weasley's Wizard Wizards, of course we need to start with the twin brothers first. So on the left over there we have Fred Weasley, and on the right we have George Weasley. So as you can see over here, like the one from CMF where there's some difference in terms of their torso prints, for this one there's a fair difference as well. While Fred has the orange color for his undershirt, as you can see over here, his undershirt for George is actually green in color. So yeah, that's kind of the specific difference between the two minifigures. And I think the tie between the two minifigures are of different colors as well. While Fred has a red tie, George has an orange tie. So yeah, that's kind of the difference between the two minifigures. Now if we turn over the torso, basically I don't think there's any difference between the two minifigures, so they're completely identical, as same for the hair piece. So yeah, in terms of hair piece and just the leg piece and back torso, there's specifically basically no difference. So yeah, but of course the face print has a difference as well. So if you can see over here, for Fred's face print, he has a more kind of confident face, whereas George is more of, how do I say it, he's a little bit more excitable to a certain extent. And I think they have a secondary print as well. Fred's secondary print kind of shows that he's quite happy, whereas George's secondary print shows that he's ecstatic. So yeah, that's kind of the difference between the face print between the two minifigs. So in terms of face prints, the two minifigs are differentiated from one another as well. And I kind of really like this design of these two minifigs. Possibly after Gilderoy, these are the two minifigs that I like the most. Now, on to the next two minifigure which we have at the corner over there. We have Lucius Malfoy, which is Malfoy Sr., and Malfoy Jr., which is Draco Malfoy, of course. So, father and son are alike, so where do they like to visit? From the description, they like to visit, as you can see over there, might not be slightly, but it's Nocturne Alley. So I'm gonna kind of go through that later on. So, going back to the minifigures, these two minifigures, first of all, Draco Malfoy is nothing much special, other than he is, I think this Slytherin costume, like the Gryffindor ones, are kind of a new design for Diagon Alley, so that's pretty neat. Otherwise, if I turn to the torso, back prints, there's nothing much special, it's just green as compared to the red one in Gryffindor. But Lucius is definitely something I think we've always wanted to be renewed since the 2011 version, I think. So this is a new design for Lucius Malfoy. So unfortunately, he doesn't have a secondary Death Eater face, so that's kind of disappointing. But I still really like the minifigure. So yeah, his torso prints and just leg prints in general is, I think, one of the most detailed one among all the minifigures. So that's really nice. He has kind of a Slytherin vibe to his costume, and just very classical in general. So that's very neat. And then if I show you the back torso, the scarf also goes all the way to the back, so that's pretty nice. And yeah, that's just quite, he has kind of a villain kind of vibe to it, do you think? And that's kind of it for this minifigure. Now let's move on to kind of the main design of this building. So for the Weasley's Wizards, before I start on the interior, I just want to show you this kind of mechanics over here. So there's kind of a technique brick over here that allows you to kind of swing the head up and down. So it kind of pushes up and it comes down again to kind of give it a moving vibe to this mechanism and this kind of build, which is very neat, because once I see this, I know that it's the, you know, the Weasley shop. So this is Nocturne Alley, as you can see over here that I just mentioned. There's a mechanism over here basically that lets you move it around, and you can see that, yeah, it moves up and down, basically covers the whole behind. But nothing much about Nocturne Alley here, honestly. I think it's the build that has the least significance out of all of these corners, even lesser than the Daily Prophet one, because it's just kind of a mentioning via stickers. Now moving on to the interior of the set, first of all, I guess this interior is just very colorful as compared to other stores, and therefore it is my favorite. Otherwise, I think it has two doors as well, one on the side and one in front, from Nocturne Alley, and one from the main entrance, so that's very nice to get. So if we look at the first floor, basically it's, other than being colorful, it also has a lot of accessories, as you can see. So there's a lot of brick built kind of products that they use for this particular store. You can see over there, there's those green bricks with nice stickers over there. Those are actually made out of those Minecraft blocks that they use in Minecraft theme, so that's very nice to get. Otherwise, you can also see this dancing doxy, I think. So those most of them are actually stickers. So I think this is a set that uses the most sticker out of all of them. But I would say that they are utilized properly and utilized efficiently in a smart way. So otherwise, there's also those balloons over there that are provided in brick built form. Nice usage of sticker on the second floor as well for different products. Those are actually lollipops over there, which are each given one sticker in different colors, so that's nice. This stairs can actually move up and down if you really want to move it, but I don't think that's kind of recommended. I guess this kind of forms like a door to some extent. Otherwise, yeah, that's it for the second floor. Very colorful. It moves up to the third floor as well, definitely. So for the third floor, if I shine my light on it, so basically, yeah, this is the third floor, which there's some Weasley boxes over there that each have a sticker. There's also a rock that is usually provided in Lego City. Otherwise, yeah, those are the mechanics for like the top hat thing outside. And yeah, that's kind of it for this building. So I'm not sure how to express it, but this is my favorite building, mainly because it really feels the closest towards what I remember in the particular movie. So that scene, and also like just looking at this as compared to other buildings whereby they have flipping stairs and etc., this one really just feels like a dollhouse to an extent. So all of these are actually fixed stairs, so it runs up all the way to second stairs and it actually connects to the third story as well. You don't usually see that in Lego form, I guess that's what I'm saying. That's why I feel more connected with this set, because like just design in general is my favorite way of looking and building sets in general. So I guess, yeah, that's why the connection to this set is that high, and I love this particular component the most out of all the different buildings. Yeah, that's kind of my opinion of this. It's just a really fun component in general. So yeah, now let's go on to final verdict of this particular Lego set. So for the final verdict of this set, I have to say I'm really happy with the results of this. So just getting this set is one of my dreams since 10 years ago, probably when I was a kid, when I first saw Lego Harry Potter coming out. So yeah, I want to complete this someday, and when I saw this coming out in September, in August I think, I was really excited in getting it, and I just really had to get it, even if it cost all my savings. So yeah, I'm just so happy I got this and built this up, and I'm gonna cherish it for life, honestly. As I told my sister, if there's one set that I can only buy for the last time for Lego, it would be this set. And just in general, even before I bought this set, I already knew, for me, this is gonna be the best set I would ever buy for this year, or even, okay, I'm gonna say it heads up, maybe even down 10 years time, this is going to still be one of my favorite sets, because this is just very significant to me. As a kid, I kind of followed my parents to watch all 7 Harry Potter movies, so Diagon Alley is just very close to heart. And I went to Diagon Alley, kind of replica in USJ back in September last year, and it was really fun and just really nostalgic. And, you know, in these times, I'm really want to travel again, so it also boosts like my feelings for this, because it kind of brings me back to memories from my last travel. So yeah, just very nostalgic and just very nice to have. In general, the builds is very nice. Even if there's a lot of stickers, I won't say it's minus point, because you have to know most, like some of the stickers that not stickers, those kind of window pieces over there, those actually have some prints. Even such designs over here has prints as well. So to be honest, if you think about it, the prints in this set and the unique minifigures really cover for whatever stickers you're getting. So in the end, it doesn't really matter. So as a whole, I will give this, I don't even know, it's higher than A for me. So the rating to me, possibly the only time I'll rate this is an S rank. So if you know games, basically S rank is higher than A rank, and I rate this an S rank. So yeah, that's my final verdict on this. I hope you enjoyed this video. Now I'm going to go through a certain part that I kind of promised, I kind of mentioned in dialogue in the front of this video. So it's the number 21. So I didn't want to reveal this at the start, because some people may not know that there's a special gift that's inside the Diagon Alley box. So now I'm gonna build it together, I guess, with the audience to some extent. This is what I actually wanted to do. So I haven't actually built it up. It's actually over here in my room. Wait, I'm gonna reach for it. Right, so it's still over here as of right now. So I'm gonna build it right away and just, I guess, kind of engage with y'all more, because I actually wanted to do that with my audience somehow. So I'm gonna build it and you will see my actual reaction to this, because although I kind of know what it is, building it up and just seeing it for the first time is different. So you will see my first reaction for it. I hope you enjoy, and yeah, like my video after this particular section and see my reaction. So yeah. So I just built up box number 21 over here. So basically the panel over there says "Welcome Harry to Diagon Alley" by Rubius Hagrid, Lego Harry Potter. So this whole panel is actually printed, so that's very nice to have. Otherwise, yeah, this minifigure over here for Harry Potter is exclusive to this Diagon Alley set. It is a very nice print over here with the PJ that this is basically, I think, when Harry first got taken to Diagon Alley by Hagrid from Dursley Place, when he tried to prevent him from going to Hogwarts, basically. So yeah, that's a very nice design over there. I really like the torso prints and even the back with all those checkers over there. And he has a secondary face print other than this happy face print. He has this one, which shows he's kind of has a dirty face print on him as well, similar to the other Harry Potter minifig that we have earlier. And yeah, that's kind of it for this. Really nice collectible to have. The Hagrid is really similar to any kind of Hagrid that we've seen so far in the Great Hall. So nothing much special about this minifig. Of course, it has a secondary alternate face print as well. No, it doesn't have a secondary alternate face print. So yeah, that's kind of that. But yeah, otherwise, nice printing as usual for Hagrid, and nothing much related to which. It's really nice to get this just because they give you a whole kind of new printed tile for specifically to represent Diagon Alley, and it kind of adds on to the aesthetics of Diagon Alley as a collectible set. So yeah, that's kind of it for my review. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and if you don't, do leave a comment on how I can improve. Ninja never quit. See you on the next adventure. Bye guys.